Give us your name, your rank, and your branch of service.
I was in, my name is Jerry Wegienka, and I was in the Army in the tanks.
All right. What was you mentioned tanks. What was your area of expertise? What did you do in the tank corps?
I ended up a tank commander.
Okay, wow, a tank commander.
Yeah.
Okay.
You start out as a driver and you work your way up.
How long did it take you to get into command, into tank command?
About 6 months.
Wow, that's pretty fast.
Yeah, and then you got assigned for a $250,000 tank.
What type of tank were you driving at that time?
A Sherman tank.
Okay, alrighty.
We had new ones, but they wouldn't hold out in Korea, so we had to use the old ones.
What was Jerry, what was the problem? Was it the terrain or was it the cold or what?
Well, the transmissions wouldn't hold up in the terrain. Too many mountains.
Okay, already. Now, you're a Korean War vet. Originally, where did you go to boot camp and everything else?
I went to Fort Knox, Kentucky. I was down there for 3 months, yeah.
Okay. And then you went directly to Korea, or did you go somewhere else?
I went to Japan to a tank company, and then from there they shipped us over.
Okay.
With the tanks.
Okay. When did you know you were going to be in tanks? Right away when you went to boot camp, or after that?
The first week in the Army, they told me I was going to be in the tanks.
Okay. Did you get a choice, or was that you were assigned to tanks?
No choice.
Okay. What did you do before you went into the military? You were pretty young, right?
I was 19. I was still in tech school. I was an apprentice at Timken Axle.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Did that play into your assignment into tanks?
It might have, you know. I couldn't tell you, but probably mechanical.
Okay. Okay.
Helped.
Did you know from the get-go that you were headed for Korea?
No.
No. Okay. Alrighty. But once you were assigned, you went to Japan. How long did you stay in Japan?
About 2 weeks.
Okay. Alrighty. And then what part of Korea did you go to?
Well, we went to Busan, and then we put our tanks on flat cars and took them up north by Seoul.
Okay.
And our outfit was north of the 38th parallel, which most of the fighting was on the 38th parallel.
Mm-hmm. So you were in some dicey areas.
Yes.
Right off the bat.
Yes.
Were you fighting right along, or what was going on?
No, we were kind of reserve artillery.
Okay, alrighty. How do they handle reserve artillery? What do they usually do with that? Are you put to the back?
No, they have the infantry's in the front, and then there's us, and then there's artillery behind us, and they shoot over us.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That sounds pretty intriguing.
Well, one time we had a short round, and it come pretty close. That was our artillery.
That's interesting. You'd have a good conversation with the mayor. Tim Woolley, who's the mayor now, was a artillery spotter in the Middle Eastern conflicts of like 20 and 30 years ago. And he was talking about that can be rather intriguing, because if you make mistakes as a spotter, you can often cost your own guys.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, that can be really, really dangerous. Can you give your take on what was the most when you were in Korea? Kind of what was the most dangerous situation that you faced?
What was the worst situation?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When I was on the front line. There's really not any main thing, but we had a lot of different things that went through a river when the tank filled up with water, and things like that.
Exactly. Were you guys shot at a lot, or
No.
not really? You were in reserve most of the time.
No.
Okay. Now you were telling me before we started this that you were building a school there. You ended up doing that.
At the end of the war, the company commander wanted somebody to supervise building the school.
Okay.
And I said, well, I used to help my dad. The next day I was out there. It was down in the valley. You had to get there by helicopter only.
Really? Okay.
And we had 6 guys.
Mm-hmm.
We had to make our own cement. And we didn't have a cement mixer.
I take it was a pretty big challenge to try to do something like that?
Oh yeah, especially when you're 19, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now you said you struck up some special friendships there when you were doing that type of work.
Yes, I met this older man. He was next to the school, and his name was Kim Hock B.
Mm-hmm.
And he adopted me because he lost a son, and him and I got along real good. And he used to help me, and I'd give him food.
And so you struck up a friendship.
I helped a lot of orphans too.
I see, I see. Did you finish the school there?
No.
No, okay. No. How long did you spend working on the school?
Oh, probably 3 months.
Which is a considerable amount of time.
Well, we built it on the side of a hill, and you got to make a foundation that's real high on one end and down in the ground in the other end. So.
Did it ever get finished after you came back? Did you ever follow back?
No, I've never followed it.
Okay, alrighty. Do you, the people that you served with in the military, did you strike up any friendships and long-term friendships and stuff like that?
No.
No, not really?
No. Well, a few of them passed away, but other than that, no, I didn't make friendship with them.
What about when you came back out? What did you end up doing?
Went back to my apprenticeship, finished my apprenticeship for tool and die man.
Okay, alrighty. And you spent the rest of your working career doing that?
Yeah.
Okay. Was that satisfying? Did you enjoy that?
Yeah.
Probably a heck of a lot more satisfying than going to Korea.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But, you know, I never got hurt, and really it is an education. It shows how powerful this country is and how good it is.
Understood.
It shows you how the other people have to live.
Is it frustrating to look back, because I know the Korean conflict seems to go on forever here with their different leaderships and that kind of thing. Is it frustrating for guys like you who went to war there to listen to that stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Gets a little old after a while.
Yeah, especially today.
Right. How long have you been retired?
About 25 years.
Okay, all right. You've enjoyed retirement?
Oh yeah, me and my wife.
And you said you originally started in Romulus and you've lived in Taylor for how long?
Yes, I went to Romulus High School.
Okay.
And technically the airport bought us out.
Okay, alrighty, okay.
My parents and grandparents. I worked on a farm over here.
Okay. A lot of farmland at that point in time.
Yeah, well, they have 80 acres and a lot of hard work.
Exactly. So how long have you lived in Taylor?
65 years.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, good. I'm glad you could come and join us today, and that was very, very interesting, and we wish you the best, and you have a happy holiday, okay?
Yep.
All righty.
Thank you.